Jana Duggar's Miracle of Two: How the Twins Changed Everything Overnight. For years, Jana Duggar's story had been written by others, shaped by rumors, speculation, and the constant glare of public curiosity. She was the sibling who stayed home the longest, the one who carried the reputation of Cinderella within the Duggar family, quietly taking care of her younger brothers and sisters while her siblings got married, moved out, and began families of their own. There was a lingering question among fans and critics alike. Would Janet ever have her own moment, her own marriage, her own children? That question has finally been answered, and in a way that no one could have predicted. What began as a simple announcement of pregnancy turned into a revelation that seemed almost miraculous. Jana is expecting twins, and the news has changed everything for her husband Stephen, for their families, and for the millions who have followed her journey for years. The story of this miracle began quietly, as so many things in Jana's life have. Her relationship with Stephen had been more private compared to her siblings' publicized weddings and carefully documented love stories. The couple married with less fanfare, choosing to emphasize personal connection over television cameras. For many observers, Jana's marriage itself was a kind of miracle, a long-awaited step that some feared might never come. Yet just as the public was beginning to grow used to the idea of Jana as a wife, the announcement of her pregnancy brought fresh waves of joy. And then came the second revelation: not one baby, but two. Twins. A double blessing that seemed to rewrite the script of Jana's life in a single moment. For Stephen, the revelation was met with both astonishment and deep joy. Family members say that when the doctor confirmed the presence of two heartbeats, he reached for Jana's hand with tears in his eyes. Almost immediately, he began thinking of ways to share the joy with others. In keeping with tradition and his own generous nature, Stephen arranged to distribute sweets and small tokens of celebration among their relatives and close community members. For him, the happiness of the moment was too overwhelming to keep contained. He wanted others to taste, quite literally, the sweetness of their blessing. Boxes of chocolates, candies, and fresh baked goods found their way into Duggar homes and friends' kitchens, each box accompanied by a small note celebrating our miracle of two. It was a gesture that reminded everyone of the old traditions of spreading joy outward, making happiness communal rather than private. For Jana, the experience has been nothing short of transformative. After years of watching from the sidelines as her sisters experienced pregnancies, births, and motherhood, she is finally stepping into that world herself, and with the unique responsibility of carrying twins. Friends close to her have said that she oscillates between wonder and disbelief, often waking in the middle of the night, placing her hand on her stomach, and marveling at the thought that she is carrying not just one but two lives inside her. She has shared with family that every doctor's appointment feels like stepping into another world, with every ultrasound and every heartbeat magnifying her sense of awe. Though the pregnancy brings unique challenges, including added health concerns, Jana has been dedicated to following medical guidance closely, keeping in regular contact with doctors, and reviewing reports with Stephen by her side. The responsibility is immense, but so is the joy. The Duggar family itself, long accustomed to new babies and large-scale celebrations, seems particularly moved by this development. Michelle Duggar, who knows better than most what it means to carry multiple children and manage the complexities of a large household, has been a steady source of advice for her daughter. Jim Bob, proud and teary-eyed, has been seen hugging Stephen tightly, expressing his gratitude for the way he is supporting Jana through this journey. Siblings have poured in with well wishes, hand-me-down baby clothes, and offers of help. For a family that has faced controversies, scandals, and divisions, the announcement of twins has created a rare moment of unity, a point of shared happiness that seems to transcend the conflicts of recent years. Among fans, the reaction has been equally powerful. For so long, Jana's life was painted as a story of waiting for love, waiting for independence, waiting for a family of her own. Some saw her as trapped, others saw her as patient, but nearly everyone wondered how her story would unfold. Now, with the news of twins, her narrative has shifted overnight. Online discussions are filled with joy, congratulations, and reflections on how patience sometimes leads to the most extraordinary blessings. Fans who once pitied her now speak of her story as inspirational, a reminder that life's miracles often come when least expected. Some have even called it poetic. The one who waited the longest has been blessed with not just one child, but two, as if time itself has doubled her joy. The road ahead, however, is not without its challenges. Twin pregnancies require careful monitoring and present higher risks, something Jana and Stephen are acutely aware of. Sources close to the couple say that they have been meticulous in following every medical recommendation, attending appointments faithfully, and keeping communication open with their doctors. Each report is read carefully, each ultrasound picture treasured. Jana, who has always been known for her quiet strength, is said to be balancing the physical demands of pregnancy with a calm determination. Stephen has taken on an even greater role at home, ensuring she gets the rest she needs, preparing meals, and taking over tasks whenever possible. Together, they are navigating the delicate balance of anticipation and caution, of joy and responsibility. In practical terms, preparations for the twins are already underway. John has been setting up a nursery with soft, calming colors, carefully chosen cribs, and thoughtful details that reflect her personality, gentle, nurturing, and understated. Friends report that she has been researching everything from twin feeding schedules to sleep training strategies, aware of the unique demands ahead. Family members are already joking about who will babysit first, though everyone knows Jana herself is more prepared than most, having spent years caring for younger siblings. The thought of seeing her transition from caregiver to mother fills the family with pride and excitement. What makes this story resonate so deeply is not just the fact of the twins, but the way it redefines Jana's journey. For years, she was viewed through the lens of absence. What she didn't have, what she hadn't done, what hadn't happened for her. Now her life is being defined by abundance. The miracle of two babies has shifted the narrative entirely, placing her story in the realm of the extraordinary rather than the ordinary. It is a reminder that life rarely unfolds on the timeline others expect, and that sometimes the greatest blessings come suddenly, rewriting years of uncertainty in a single moment. For the Duggar family, for fans, and most of all for Jana and Stephen, the twin pregnancy is more than news. It is a symbol of hope, of patience rewarded, of love expressed in its most miraculous form. It is the story of a woman who waited longer than most, only to find that her story was not delayed, but destined for something unique. Overnight, Jana Duggar's life has changed, and with it, the way the world sees her. Two tiny heartbeats have created a symphony of joy, reverberating through her home, her family, and the countless people who have been waiting, watching, and hoping alongside her. The miracle of two has become the miracle of transformation, and it is only the beginning of a new chapter that promises to be filled with love, challenge, and indescribable joy. Thanks for watching.